waiting for everything to be live. Okay, live and live everywhere, three places. Yeah, I just like to do lives, so here I am again, feeling good today, or I'm pretty tired today, but relaxed. And I wanted to do this live today, and I think I will talk in English, uh, just because I like talking in English actually, and today just a short one about my new alignment and that I have a webinar coming up. And firstly about the webinar, it's in about 1 month from now in March. I have been planning that, not planning so perhaps not very well. We have just started with a cool person planning for this webinar. We decided for middle of March, and that's where we are. So just a little bit heads up for that. It's just to say the date. I could say it's not official yet, but it will soon come when we will do that. Just a couple of some week before. It's still a month. So, but that's one thing I have coming up, and for that, then I will have like this new alignment with what I'm doing at the moment, and aligning with other things that I really is which I'm really passionate about, um, and I want to combine all those things, a couple of things, because I see that's important for what I want to do and how want to help people. And although I'm really having a lot of things to do with everything in my life, I still want to help people, uh, and many at the same time, not individuals here and there. Although I'm not at the position where I can scale a lot, or scale yet, but having having a group, and focusing with a focus that will, I see it as so valuable for myself, so I want to do that. So of course I can focus on the individuals with more deeper and focused work, and then in groups with more in a different way, because that's also helping, but it's not maybe that deep, but it helps the participants in the group. And perhaps it might be in English, Swedish first, and still of course I mainly work in Swedish. So everyone, if you are speaking Swedish, you can always comment in Swedish, you can contact me in Swedish and work with me in Swedish. But just I'm practicing on English because, yeah, I don't know, it's a practice. And it's because it's pretty late, I will having this kind of quiet voice here. But what is the new alignment then? It's a little bit. I having the career coaching, and it is more about holistic career or holistic coaching, not quite life coaching or success coaching. Is more like aligning with career and success, and with in a holistic way, sustainable way. Always been about creating a sustainable career for yourself and your environment and your family. And what I also want to help is these entrepreneurs that have a heart-based service and business, which is really, I see, is important and valuable. And when you have that, you need to work with yourself and be very much aligned with what you do, with the service you provide, with not aligned with a logical, rational way, but with your heart, what actually makes you alive, let's say. And getting out of that overthinking and perfectionism, and making like a bad framework for success, which you can of course do. You make healthy habits and all those things, and getting 1% better every day, like we all do. That striving for success is not always easy, and especially not doing it on your own. So, but to collaborate and think about those things together are really helpful. And then getting into that heart-based emotional part, getting in contact with your feelings and thoughts, and seeing them as what they are, which and they are information that you take in through your perception, and then you create your reality of that, of course. But you don't have to take it so seriously. And that requires a lot of practice, and I do that every day. It's very difficult, and for some, like, I feel it really difficult for me. And but I enjoy it. I enjoy every minute of my life at the moment, even though I'm having a lot of stress of because I've had a lot of things to do and tension, everything. But I feel joy and I feel happiness every day. And it's more for like an internal thing. I'm not really a person that shows a lot of enthusiasm and happiness and feelings on the outside, as, and not on camera and like in this way. It's more a private thing that I don't show to everyone. But when I decide for it, like, of course I can do it. But that's just the freedom of life. You choose what you do, and you don't always have to be like everyone. Like, you feel that you are, how do you say that, the pressure, not the pressure that you expected to be. You don't have to be the person that you are expected to be. There are so many guidelines or rules, and or like people telling you how you should behave, what's how they like you to behave, and perhaps what makes you successful in job search, and in a career, and in life, in romantic relationships, and friends, with friends and everything. But you can really easily get caught up on all that. And that's what I also feel like many career coaches are offering, like CV workshops, consultation. It's not coaching, in my opinion, but it's you can coach around your CV. Of course, you can, but it's more like consultation. But that's what people want. They want to get that job, and they want to fix their CV. And I would say make it good enough, and then when you have a workable CV, and you focus on your cover letter, and then you work your way up there to networking, and start talking with people and getting your CV and your like yourself in front of people. And just yeah, that way you can get a job. But will you get a job that you're really satisfied with and happy with, and will you stay there for a longer time, or is it just a way to get a job, and then just any job? But then again, it's difficult to get a job if you don't really want it. But I see and feel like that's not really I can do it, and I do it in my work. But now I'm talking about my personal business, and it's not. I want it to be more holistic and more sustainable, and more healthy in a way. And then you go through that whole process, and start living in a way with curiosity, self exploration and development, knowledge and insights are really the key thing here. You can have all the self knowledge in the world about yourself, knowledge in general about the world, but if you don't have the insights, if you don't have reflected on it, and understand what it might mean, and create new thoughts around your knowledge, then it's not really valuable. So that's what I see, that's the real value is from the insights. Many people talk about the self knowledge thing, and it's a good start, but I see it as not leading you all the way. through. um, so it's all about strengths, values, feelings, thoughts, to understand yourself, personality, making a vision, making changes in your behavior, values, no, not value, habits, going working with your habits, and just being more certain about who you are, and not because yeah, there are a lot of people that just want what they like, and it's easy to move around like a leaf in the wind, by just it changes according to the wind. So you surf the waves, but don't try to change the waves, and don't try to change yourself according to the waves. You see the waves, you find your own waves, and then you surf them, and you don't surf those waves that are screaming for telling you to be something that you is not aligned, or not really what's how you want to be. Like you can be anything for a while, but do you really, if you feel like it takes a lot of energy, and or you just it takes long to work with it, to be comfortable, and that it doesn't take that much energy, and some people like they shouldn't try to do certain things. But of course you don't know what you can do at the moment, so of course you can develop and work on those things that you really want to do. um, but we all have things that are really difficult for us to learn and do. um, of course I can momentarily talk with a really loud voice, or high voice, or fast voice. Perhaps I should really talk more slowly, and because then I get it's gets more weight to my words, and that's what I really like should do, not talk so fast. But that's all things about me, and that's not so important. That really is what's really important is that you believe in yourself, and believe that regardless of what everyone else tells you around you, and in courses that you buy, and all those videos you look at, uh, you don't have to be as they tell you to be, maybe to achieve a certain result, but not as like who you are. You can be who you are, and then you can do those things, learn the right like adjust them to your persona, let's say, or your temperament, and then you have it. The rest you can change. You can change everything about your temperament, and your how you react to the environment, and like your reactivity. Much of your personality you can change, and it does change over your lifetime. And I don't have the picture here, but there are, we know that certain certain traits of your personality changes over your lifetime. For example, neuroticism. People when they Some people when they are around 30 uh, have a quite high neuroticism, and might start there from around the teenage years, and then it goes down after that, when you're 30 years old, and then you are much more relaxed, and not that nervous. And that's also one reason why teenagers are quite nervous, because they have, in general, they have higher neuroticism there. That's one trait of your personality. So it's really comforting also that you know that it will change on group level. You don't know how much it will change for you, but for you as an individual, can have like really big changes in that what do you say, the interval where you can change your certain traits in your personality. And then, for example, when you get older, you get more agreeable, and you get less conscientious. You are more like not thinking things are so important in your life. You are more relaxed, even more relaxed, for example. but you are not that hard working anymore because you are less conscientious. And so all those things I want to combine into like this holistic way of looking at success, achievements, living a life that you want to live, sustainable work life and career, and then all these things about codependency, shameful personality, shameful per like no, what is it like, yeah, but shame based person, yeah, or personality, and which can lead that you do a lot of sort of addictions. So you can be most people, like every human have the capability to be addicted to something, and that's not like this normal physical and psychological addictions that you can be addicted to, like many are. Is the way how you behave, not the amount and the way you do it, or like the frequency of you do it. Is the way you do it. It's about work, it can be about drugs and everything, all those things, but you can be, many are addicted here in this world, and many are suffering, and many are just want to make a change, and they are striving for that, but it's difficult, and we all need help with that, just to make it easier and better. And just that where I see like having in a group, and similar people that want to make success and have a business and all of those things, and just want to have a healthy and happy family and relationships, working with their feelings, thoughts, and shadow in their persona, things that they don't accept but other can might see, and then you can be mirrored in the right way, work with your inner child and all those things, things that for some are really common and they know about these things. Some don't know what I'm talking about at the moment. Some are feared, running, like running away when I talk about these things. But they're very real, and part of our everyone's life. Either you can run away from them, project them onto others, deny them in yourself, but they are keeping you, or they are what do you say, making you behave in a way that you wouldn't really like. You are trapped by those things, and they are internal in your belief about yourself and how you interpret the world. And as I said, some things you cannot really change, the your temperament and how you react to certain stimuli, but you can work around those things. And first is awareness, and then you get knowledge, and then you start working with them, and you go to the feelings, go towards those things that you are running and denying. And when you do that, you will break through, and really really make the possibility. And when you have done that, you have the real possibility to may do those things and achieve those things you want, but not really until you do that, depending on how much you are limited by them, or if you're feeling that you're forced to do all those things. But for what use? You are, if you achieve what you want, you don't feel happy in a way. You don't feel like you wanted to feel. You still have that hole in your body that is just craving for more and more. So what? So that's, I see it as unnecessary, and I believe that you when you see what I understand when I'm talking about, you see will see that also. Um, so combining all those things, it's not clear yet, but I'm working on it, and I will be back about talking more about these things. And one thing that's inspired me, because have looked at movies and documentaries about successful people that some were on their path fucked up real bad, or because they couldn't handle the pressure, they are like let's say like millionaires, CEOs, global leaders, or successful leaders in what they do, but then they do those things just to show to prove something, and they don't really know it. You can see they don't, it's not, they are not ready for it, and it's not fulfilling for them. And that can be like, doesn't have to be like big stuff, but people are behaving in that way often and every day. You like, when you wake up in the morning, are you really doing those things you want? And that is what I'm doing. That's why I'm that's one of the reasons why, or the biggest reason why I'm doing this now, because I'm doing more of what I want to do, and I don't really care. I still care about a lot of what other people think of me, because that's a normal human trait to do that. It's a normal functioning human. But I'm doing more of what I really want to do and the way I want to do it, and of course in a good way, like in a way that works. Uh, so so but all those people, like, they can come from a poor, like some middle class family, and then after that they just feel the need to be successful and to go into the high class and become a millionaire, for example. And it's but if you do it for the wrong reasons, it's not really good for you. You will feel miserable. But if you have the good base and foundation, and you are like healed as a person, or you have come, it's you're doing for the right reasons, then I salute you, and you do that. But many, it doesn't work. You won't feel that kind of zen uh, moment and situation after you do that. So that's what it's all about. And as I said, I want to do a short one. This is too long. 22 minutes in, and but I will stop here, and we will hear more from me when I'm having the lust and the energy for it. But it's fun. It's great. It's great to be alive. It's great to experience every day, even though it's hard and difficult. But at the moment, but doesn't matter. You can just you can everyone like you can see the good things in your everyday life. So yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Bye.